Celsius. So I'm about to go crazy.
I've got a really bad issue of...
You guys stop picking your nose.
It's just so itchy. There's like this mustache hair keeps curling up and scratching.
Like,
can you just pull it in? I've got a very special episode for you. I asked on my social media to send me some questions you might have for Dean and myself, and we're going to answer them here. So
you're pretending to be me? So we are going to get into some questions. We recorded this in Montana and didn't like the way that it was, so we're redoing it.
I'm cranky in the morning. I also hate being on camera, and so those two things coupled together means that I can be a little bit of a sourpuss. Yeah. Probably will be one today.
Great. Let's get started. Let's get started with an easy one. How did Dean like Fredericksburg?
I liked it because it's a cute little town, great little coffee shops. Caelynn's family was really great to meet. We went on a hike.
Not the most beautiful hike, but a hike.
Pappy got ticks all over him. That was pretty brutal. But, you know, it was nice to finally get to meet Caelynn's family for the first time. She always speaks so highly of them. And it's nice to finally be able to put a face to the name for all of them. So it was quite enjoyable.
A lot of questions about marriage.
When's the wedding? The wedding was 6 months ago. You guys didn't see the People article that came out about it?
Nice. That was a good job.
Nice job. You're out of breath, huh?
Yeah. What does your family, parents and sibs, think of Dean, and what do Dean's sibs think of you? My family and my siblings love Dean. Josh is the same age as me, and him and Dean hit it off pretty well during Christmas. My family loved him. Dean's very charming, and he's just a nice, great guy, so it's hard not to love him.
My siblings adored Caelynn as well. My family doesn't really share our emotions very well with each other. We've gotten a little bit better in our old age, but my brothers pulled me aside and they said how much they adored Caelynn and how great she was and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, shut up already. I already know all these things. So yeah, they were all happy. I think the biggest thing that both of our siblings want is for us to be happy, and so as long as our partner is making us happy, that's the most important thing for them. Oldest question in the book: Coke or Pepsi? Is that what you're gonna ask?
No.
Coke for sure.
Coke.
Pepsi.
Easy. What has been the greatest success when bettering your relationship?
The greatest success when bettering our relationship has been Pappy. Pappy was a great success, and he bettered our relationship. So.
He did. He definitely did. He brought us closer. We each get to see each other's parenting styles.
Right. It just shows me that we're never going to have kids of our own. I think that was recorded?
No, it wasn't.
I have to say it all again?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dean just said this.
Take my walls down for 1 second and then it doesn't get recorded? I'm not going to be that vulnerable ever again in my life.
The question
Oh, man.
The question was...
Did they get my Cabana thing? Oh, they didn't hear my whole Cabana story?
The camera died or stopped recording. And the question was, Dean, what made you take down your walls for Caelynn? And he had the most beautiful answer.
I talked about Cabanas?
Did it record?
I tap into the deepest parts of my heart for that answer. The biggest reason I was able to put my walls down wasn't anything that Caelynn explicitly did, but it was, I was at a point in my life where I was ready to be like just more honest with everything in my life and who I was and confront those demons within myself. And then eventually I got to a point where I was like, this is me, these are the good things, these are the way more bad things that I have. She was like, yeah, I'll take it. And I was like, oh, okay, but like, trust me, it's gonna get way worse than this. And I kept like just being honest and open, and not like in bad ways either. And the whole time, every time I was doing those things, like if I was late to something, or if I, took too long to poop. And Caelynn always stuck around and took it, and she was like, yep, that's fine, like I don't mind whatsoever, like that's just you. You gotta do the things that you are that make you you. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna keep doing them. And so the constant reinforcement that I could keep being myself was a very nice thing, and not something I'd ever really experienced in a relationship before. Not to fault any of my former relationships or anything like that. I think a lot of it started with myself and my comfortability, but I think Caelynn really does a great job of complementing that by being okay with most of it. Not all of it, but most of it.
Favorite things about each other. Do you want to go first? Or
You can go first. Tell me all your favorite things about me.
Okay, all my favorite things about you. My favorite thing about Dean is...
The suspense is the anticipation. It's killing me. What is it? Tell me what it is.
My favorite thing about Dean...
I'm so excited. Just tell me what it is. You can't leave me hanging like this.
Is that...
Say it!
He is just the warmest person. I think everyone who meets him just loves him. He makes everyone feel very special. Like, he has a way of connecting with people. Even like phone conversations that he has, he's just really good at asking questions and connecting, and everyone walks away just feeling good about themselves because of the way that you make them feel.
It's so funny because every time I get done with a conversation, I'm always like, I feel like I ended that too abruptly. I was like, oh, I don't think I conveyed enough warmth in that conversation.
No, I'm always so impressed. But you do a good job of making everyone feel loved and cared for, even if it's a stranger. If we're at a hotel or wherever we are, if we're at a gas station, he just like makes everyone feel cared for, even if it's like the briefest interaction. That's my favorite thing.
What else?
Oh, his eyes.
Oh.
He's a really good dog dad. He's the best dad to Pappy. He's really good. He's a really good friend. He's an amazing boyfriend.
My favorite thing about Caelynn. Caelynn is very perceptive. I appreciate that a lot. She's a broadcast journalism major, so she communicates things very well. I like to be like sarcastic and joke around about things, and a lot of times people don't pick up on that. But Caelynn does a really good job of picking up on the sarcasm, or like the stupid little joke that's not even a joke, but just like, you're just like doing it just to like mess around and keep things entertaining. Normally people like just don't pick up on that stuff, and Caelynn does, and she's very perceptive and picks up on it easily, and I think that was the biggest draw initially to why I wanted to get to know her more, and it just kind of carried it over and continues. But you're very diligent, and you work very hard, and a lot of people would be like, oh well, you're an influencer, so what does working hard mean? You just post pictures all the time. But she's always like, oh, like I've got 8 photos to get for these brands, like I need to get them. And if I had 8 photos to get for brands, I'd be like, okay, I'll see you in 2 months when I get these 8 photos. Caelynn's like, nope, I got 8 outfits, we're going to go to the beach, we're going to get all 8 photos right now. And her YouTube videos, she works so hard on her YouTube videos. That's one of the big reasons I don't have a YouTube, is just because I don't have the work ethic for it. It just takes so long. And Caelynn is she's focused, laser focused, and diligent, like I said. So those things are all impressive, and some of the tops for you.
I saw an article that said y'all decided you weren't going to get married. Is that still true?
Circling back to the kid thing, like if we have kids, probably we'll get married, I guess. But we're not going to have kids, so we're not going to get married. I'm going to change my last name in April of this year. Caelynn, I have told her if she wants to change her last name to my last name, that's great. She's got a freaking crazy last name, Miller-Keys, like, too many last names, first and foremost.
Go to Belle.
Secondly, she doesn't have a great relationship with her birth father, so it's like, why would you have his last name and yours anyways? That's part of the reason why I would change mine to Belle, which is my mother's maiden name. And Caelynn Miller Bell sounds really... No, Caelynn Marie. No, I'm saying drop Marie as a middle name. Miller is your middle name. As like a showing of unity, maybe that would be like... We would both change our last name. Caelynn likes Belle. I like Belle.
But also, we'll get married at some point. This is what I want. I want to have a small wedding, like just our family, in Italy or Guatemala or something.
Antarctica.
Lake Athlon was so beautiful. Antarctica. And then come back to LA and have a huge party with all of our friends.
Huge party.
Well,
everyone tested negative before coming.
Well, this is post-COVID, not anytime soon.
I was just being facetious.
Oh.
I mean, sure.
That's what I want.
Sure. But when would you want to get married? Let's have that conversation real quick.
Maybe like 2 years.
What's the timeline? Okay, I say give it 4 years.
2.
Give me 4 years.
2.5.
Let's meet in the middle and make it 6.
What?
6 years from now, let's see how we're feeling. Feel each other out a little bit.
2023.
Nice. 2023. All right, December 2023. Sure. I suppose
My
we'll have the
calendars.
conversation.
What's something that happened between you two on Bachelor in Paradise that you never told anyone? I know what happened to me.
What?
So I was still eating meat on Bachelor in Paradise, and around that time is when I realized that it wasn't agreeing with my stomach, and I had a steak quesadilla right before our date, our first date, and we were talking and chatting, and as we were talking, I was like, I'm not feeling so good. And then I went into my interview, and I was like, I can't even speak, like I just feel weak. And then they gave me this pill, and I think it was Dramamine, something to help with my stomach, and I threw up immediately after. And then I was like, I need a toothbrush, I need gum, I need something. And at this point, I still didn't know if Dean liked me romantically or if it was just a friend thing. So I was like, I don't know if we're gonna kiss, but in the event that we do. And so then we had our first kiss. Kind of gross, but yeah.
Paradise for me was the first ever Bachelor show I didn't drink any alcohol on, so I was clear-minded the whole time, crystal clear. I was just the sober old guy with a mustache in the corner hanging out. But for the first time in all the shows, I was like making rational decisions, and like I wasn't doing anything that I would be ashamed of later on because I was, clear-minded the whole time. I mean, like, why would they show me not drinking alcohol on the show? But that was like the biggest difference for me. Or maybe the biggest thing that they didn't show in my case was because, I was sober, just hanging out, being normal. It only took me 4 shows to realize that, and it was good. So hey, if you're thinking about going on The Bachelor, Bachelorette, I know you're impulsively, you're probably going to want to have a couple drinks to calm the nerves. Just maybe reconsider having like that third drink and thereafter, 1 or 2, sure, but stay sober. Ooh, favorite candle scent? I had a firewood. No. Next question. Do either of you have a real job?
No.
I always tell people I meet that I'm unemployed. Yeah, I guess we make money, sure, but
It's not your typical
career path.
Yeah, it's not a standard career path or a career at all. It's just a temporary job.
I've been around people before too where I would like introduce myself as unemployed, and like they would be like, "Stop telling people you're unemployed." I'd be like, "Why? It's funny, and B, it's like it's not entirely false." I host a podcast, and we have social media that we generate revenue through, but it's not like I'm going into an office, which is kind of what I expect employment to be in 2020 or 19 or whatever it was.
The camera died, but we're back, and I am going to pick up with the question I left off with. How did I know that Dean was the one? I knew Dean was the one because, similar to what he was saying, in previous relationships I was never able to like be my full self. I was able to do that with you.
Oh.
Good, the bad, the ugly,
Aww.
and he just still loves me even though he's seen my crazy side.
Oh.
Anyways, yes, that's how I knew Dean was the one. I was just able to be my full, real self, which I've never been able to do before in a relationship.
Right.
That was nice.
Cool.
And yeah, there were other things, but that was the main one.
Cool.
Favorite place that we've traveled to together?
The favorite place that I've been with you is the Dolomites in Italy, even though it took so much convincing to get you to drive up there with me. But it was beautiful. I think we need to spend more time out there in the Dolomites.
I agree.
I do believe the highlight of Italy in my experience was the Dolomites.
But my favorite place that we've ever been to is Guatemala. Dean planned a surprise trip for us, and he did a really great job of planning things that he would like, hiking a volcano, camping, and then something that I would like, staying at this beautiful yoga hotel with a lot of vegan food. It was so beautiful. Last question, final question. Any upcoming van travels?
I want to get some skiing in this year. It's a tricky year to travel just altogether because you want to travel safely. You want to make sure you're not putting anyone at risk. But I also think there's like a safe way to travel, and if you're in the van, you're not doing anything that you wouldn't be doing if you're at home. You're in the van, you're getting out for gas, you're getting out for food. We're doing all of that here anyways, and so I think late January, early February, I'm going to take the van north into the mountain to the Rockies. She's going to come with me for some of it, not all of it. The only issue with that is the van is only rear-wheel drive, and there's a lot of snow and ice on the roads out there, so it's a little scary, but I also have to install a heater in the van before we do that, so
That's important.
TBD. Thank you, YouTubers, for subscribing to the channel, Caelynn Miller Keys. Thank you, YouTubers, for supporting the channel and watching these videos. Thanks for submitting the questions, you guys. Oh, we loved every questions. There was millions of questions. We couldn't get to all of them, but listen, if we didn't get to them this time, we'll definitely get to them for part 2, because there's definitely going to be a part 2. That's it. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Be sure to tune in next week where maybe we suck just a little bit less.
It's your podcast.
Oh, crap.